MLB The Show 26 gameplay trailer dropped today, yesterday, whenever you're viewing this. Let's take a look at what it means for franchise. I am a huge franchise player. I have way too many hours in franchise. I've been playing since the show's 16, and every year I have like this huge simulated franchise thing that I do. If anybody has rights to be talking on what franchise, what the state of the mode is like, it's me. Okay, But enough fluff. I've got some screenshots. Let's go through those. I'm going to try my best to break this down into 3 sections: the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good being, the good. Because, I see so many videos about people complaining about the show 26, and I get it, man. Like, there's a lot of misses. Every year, there's always a lot of misses. That's just kind of the state of what we have. So I don't want to be the guy that contributes to all the negative energy. You feel me? We're in our hippie mood for this video. So we've got our good, we've got the bad, obviously, which is going to be a small section of me complaining, and then the ugly, which I only really called it the ugly to fit the whole naming system here, but the ugly is just kind of like stuff that I'm not sure, or stuff I wish I had more information on, that I'll probably find out in like late February when they do the whole fielding feedback or whatever. So without further ado, let's talk about the good. My first thing right off the bat, they talked about it when they first released information on the game, was the trade hub, or the reworking of the trade system. It doesn't seem to be the way that everybody thought it would. Everyone was thinking like, oh, 3-team trades or more than 3 players, which, granted, I would love to see. That's probably going to end up in my ugly section when I get there. I really like the direction they're taking with the new trade hub. These are all predictions. It's nothing concrete. These are just observations from the screenshots that I've seen. I'm really kind of hoping here is an improvement of the trade finder. I feel like in games, and bear with me, I'm not a huge Madden, NHL, 2K kind of player. I really only ever play the show, but I feel like the trade finder in a lot of other games is a lot more in-depth. It looks a lot better. They kind of help you make good trades, at least as far as I know. But with the show, it just kind of like, here's a team, here's 3 players, here's a team, here's 3 players, and it's not really, there's no real rhyme or reason to the way it's done. It's just kind of like, oh, this team will give you 3 players for that, or these 3 players equal the value of this player, and it's just kind of like, that's not really how that works. I feel like the trade finder should be used to find teams that need the player, that he fills a position and this team's making a playoff push. Like, say I've got a shortstop on an expiring contract, and I've got a whole slew of prospects who are MLB ready in the farm. I want to ship off my starting shortstop on last year of his big contract, or last year of arbitration, or whatever. He should go to teams that are fringe playoff teams or division leaders that need a shortstop. Maybe someone got injured. This team is willing to give up such and such prospects for your starting shortstop. Another thing is maybe an improvement to the trade block. With the trade hub, you don't see the trade block anywhere on the screen here, like you usually would, or trade something, whatever it's called now in 25. But yeah, I feel like with the trading block in the last few years, the big issue has been the players that are on there, which, yeah, obviously, but you're seeing things like contending teams selling off their top players who have like 4 years left on their contract, and they're consistent major leaguers, are putting up good numbers, or players coming off of 3 to 4 WAR seasons who are doing great this year too. Injured players, top prospects, guys that should be untouchable or not tradable, are on the trade block, and it doesn't tell you that they're injured until you go in and look like at their stats and their attributes. I've had it happen way too many times where I find a player like, this guy fits my needs, I'm willing to pay top dollar, like maybe a top 10 prospect, 2 top 10 prospects for this guy, and I come to find out he's got a broken leg and he's out for 3 months. Come on, man. Injured players should not be on the trading block, especially if they're injured long term. That does not need to be in the game. That shouldn't be in the game, and we've had way too many iterations of this game for this to be an issue. And I feel like a lot of this will go hand in hand with the updated CPU logic, updated like lineup logic, and they say that every year, but I feel like this year, they showed proof of what it would do. They posted pictures of like proof of like the old system, the new system. Here's how the lineups work. So I'm really hoping, maybe a team has a bench guy who's batting 270 over 100 at bats, and like, hey, this guy's been pretty solid on the show. We need to ship him off, trade him while he's hot, because we're not using him. No, I feel like that needs to be in the game. That needs to be a way things work. Also, and this isn't really in the way of trades, but I feel like this also helps us imagine maybe a better waiver wire for the show 26. The waiver wire, especially on opening day, you play a lot of franchise, you check the waiver wire on opening day, you've got like 83, 82, 79 overall guys on the waiver wire. And like, why are you DFAing this guy? This guy slashed 270, 350, 420, and he's on waivers. He had 20 home runs last year, and you're waiving him before the season even starts. Why would that make sense? Why would any organization do that? Unless you've got like 4 or 5 guys who are doing the same thing. That's one of the things I hope that are getting fixed with these updates to the trade hub, the logic. I'm really hoping these all go hand in hand and the game is just better. And I have a huge one here pertaining to trades. Untouchable players are in MLB The Show 26. You can mark a player as untouchable in franchise mode in the Show 26. And not only can you do it, but the CPU can do it. And that is huge, because every time I play franchise, I feel like I'm cheesing the CPU. I don't know how many players you can mark as untouchable, but we saw in this screenshot that you can mark players as untouchable. This does scare me a tiny bit. This does open up the door for teams to put guys on expiring contracts who are not in contention as untouchable, which would be very frustrating. But also, I guess that's kind of realistic. See teams like the Angels who didn't trade Ohtani for whatever reason. It just doesn't really make sense. I don't want to see a guy like Yandy Diaz be untouchable and Junior Caminero be untouchable. Say the Rays are like they're 15 games under 500 going to the trade deadline, and Yandy Diaz is having a good year and he's not going to re-sign with the team. He should not be untouchable. By no means he should be untouchable. The guys that should be untouchable are guys like Caminero, Simpson, guys who are making an impact and still have lots of years of control. I really hope years of control is factored into however players are made untouchable in this game and put on the trade deadline for that matter. And one last thing for trades, because that was a big focus for franchise this year, like how free agency was in 25. Trades, as far as I know, this is a wild assumption, maybe not wild, but like a pretty good assumption based on what I've seen from the screenshots. Trades are no longer instantaneous. I don't know if I'm the first person to pick up on that. I might not be. I'm filming this video. I had work. This is way late. Guys have probably put out 10, 15 videos on this already. But trades are no longer instant, which I love. It's just realistic. That's what I like in a sports game, is realism. I think it's going to work a bit like how free agency does. You wait a couple days and then the team fields the offer, similar to Out of the Park, where it's like they can accept it, you can decline it, or maybe you can reject and then offer a trade back for this player. But you can see here in this screenshot, usually when you accept a trade, at least how it's been for the last few years, is that you get the notification in the trade screen. It's instant. But this one, it's July, and Yandy Diaz is headed to the Diamondbacks. Sidebar, if the Rays were ever to accept a trade, make a trade like this, I think I would kill myself. But that's besides the point. This is huge, and I love this. This is great. I really hope that my assumption here is correct. I think trades taking time to develop is realistic, and it's fun. A tiny thing here, which I noticed, was at the top of the main screen there in the main franchise page. You can see the wins and the division at 97, like the magic number. I think that's really cool. Keeps you immersed in the universe. You don't have to go and check the standings tab to see how the division is shaping up, or how close you are to clinching the playoffs or the division or whatever. I think that's a really awesome ad. And I hope that's a little more fleshed out than what the screenshot shows. Also on the main page for franchises, you can see there's changes to the top right of the screen. You've got front office, manager, league, and tasks, which I really like. In the show 25, there's only symbols, but if you click on them, you see they've got manage, acquisitions, league, and then options. So only 3 tabs, whereas in the show 26, there was 4, which I'm hoping is more fleshed out. My predictions here for what could be in those tabs is front office, going to be roster, budget, depth chart, contracts for your coaches and scouts, and maybe a little wild card here. Maybe they bring back the franchise inbox that was in the game about 7 years ago. The show loves to take features out of the game and then rebrand them as new and bring them back. So if they do that, that would be sick, because I'm sick of the way it currently is, where you only really get information about your world from, at the beginning of the game or at the ticker at the bottom of the screen. It's just not it's not immersive, man. Like I want to be able to look back and see, oh, this happened. This guy threw a no-hitter. Oh, this prospect is doing really good. That's really important for world building. Franchise is about world building. That should be the big focus at its franchise. Under the manager tab is probably just gonna be lineups, pitching staff, training, injured list. Which sidebar about training. What's going on there, man? Like, what is the training tab even about? It's kind of like, if the training tab wasn't even in the game, I probably wouldn't even, or like if they didn't add it to 26, I'd be like, oh. I mean, I wouldn't say oh, because I wouldn't realize it was there. You're like, oh, training's not there. Huh. And then I keep on playing the game. Training, it just like, maybe you get like the 1 or 2 attribute increases for some guys, but I don't know, man. It feels outdated. It feels like the old scouting system for the draft. It just kind of, it's just kind of there. At some point, I'd love to see that fleshed out. Maybe it's like an overhaul or an overhaul for 27, maybe like to teach your minor leaguers positions, or have your third baseman learn first base, kind of how like the Red Sox are doing with Rafi Devers. Maybe having pitchers learn new pitches in the offseason, like the pitching lab and out of the park or something like that. I haven't played out of the park in forever. I think that's how it works. But yeah, seeing the training tab being fleshed out at some point in the future, that would be sick, dude. And then you've got the league tab, which is probably gonna be prospects, league leaders, awards, PPI, standings, all that cool stuff. World building stuff is really cool. If they could make it so I could see the MVP winners for more than the last 3 years, that would be awesome too. Or for any award, really, that would be fantastic. And then my personal favorite tasks. You're a franchise player, you see the GM goals tab. What even is that, man? Like, let's be honest. I mean, it's just kind of like a checklist. Like, what good is a checklist if there's no incentive to complete the checklist? And you turn off GM contracts, it doesn't really matter. What even is that about, man? You get three years with a franchise. That's not how GM contracts work, man. Like, I get, like, because at the end of the 3 years, if you did poorly, they're probably not going to bring you back. You'll probably have to go to that select screen and select a new franchise from like the 4 they give you. But yeah, man, what are we doing with the whole GM goals thing? Yeah, I really feel like this is going to flesh out the whole, GM role, the whole front office experience. Because maybe you've got goals from your owner now, where you've got to sign a star player or draft this position or trade this guy. If that is finally being added, at SDS, you win. Like, that's fine. If that was the only thing being added, maybe the trades too. I like having the trades. So if those were the only 2 things added, man, I'm set. I'm an easy guy to please. That would be it for me. Just give me some incentive, right? Make me want to not be fired from my team for running it poorly. I want to challenge. As I've played long enough, I'm sure other franchise players would attest. You play this game long enough, you find ways to cheese it like 2 months in, and then franchise just gets kind of stale. And another thing I picked up on here is ratings that set players apart. I'm not sure what that means, because ratings are what set players apart. It's just kind of like your vague, like, big company marketing, like, word salad thing. I have this issue in franchise where I will draft or sign a pitcher who throws 100 miles an hour, 101, 102 with a wipeout sweeper, and his K per 9 is like, his K per 9 attribute is like 35, 40, 50. Like, man, major league pitchers pumping 101. You're telling me that dude strikes out less than half a batter per 9? Like, let's be so for real. That'll be the case, and then his home runs and walks per 9 are in like the 70s or 80s. So this guy is throwing 101 and giving up singles and ground balls. Like, that's just not realistic, man. Mason Miller is not like a renowned ground ball pitcher. He's known for pumping 101, 104, 105 by guys. Ben Joyce pumping 105, 106 by guys. Like, that's what a power pitcher should be. MLB The Show kind of makes it so power pitchers are just like any other pitcher. Finesse pitchers are just like any other pitcher. That shouldn't be the case. That's not realistic. I want high velocity to come with the fall off, or the trade off rather, of like he walks a lot of guys. And then your higher rated pitchers maybe won't have that problem as bad. Of course, this is a problem I see mostly with pitchers. You don't really see it with hitters as much, which kind of ties into my whole issue with the pitching engine, kind of where it's at. I don't see a lot of people talking about this, man. Pitching is kind of like, I feel like it's too easy for the hitters, if that makes any sense. You see a lot of professional DD players, and they're kind of just like 17, 18 run games. Like, pitching might need an overhaul in the future, man. I seen they overhauled the hitting engine at some point a few years back. I think it's pitching's time, man. And I got one last thing for the good. A depth chart overhaul, and I say that with a lot of question marks on my script here. It looks the exact same as 25. There are no new buttons. Really only changed the color scheme. And it's just kind of interesting, man. Like, why would they show the depth chart if it didn't mean anything? Because, I mean, it's there. It holds for a solid second or two, and then it's gone. That's what we got. We got a screenshot of the depth chart. So, maybe expect a change there. Minor, probably, but yeah. Now I want to quickly talk about the bad and the ugly. The bad. No World Baseball Classic and franchise, man. Are we serious? We had like 3 iterations of the game to work on this, and it's not implemented in the tiniest, man. The only reason I say that is because when they show the screenshot of the Tokyo Dome and they talk about the World Baseball Classic, it's a Diamond Dynasty's biggest stage. No, man, no, this is baseball's biggest stage, man, not Diamond Dynasty. I get that's your cash cow, but that is such an awful rug pull for franchise players. Maybe it's in Road to the Show. That would be sick. I kind of hope it is in Road to the Show, but franchise, man, I feel like they're leaving it out of franchise. Just kind of sad to see, man. It was really disappointing when I read Diamond Dynasty's biggest stage. That really hurt. That was really all I had for the bad, though. If you want to watch a video of people complaining, there's 500 videos and Instagram comment sections of people complaining about the show 26. You can go ahead and look there. I'm not going to contribute to the negative energy. I am going to talk about the ugly, though, which is kind of like maybe the yellow flags I picked up. We'll call it that. No college and franchise. And I get that's probably asking a lot. You know, it's not really fleshed out. It's kind of unrealistic for an MLB based game, but it would be cool to see. Like, maybe guys in the draft, maybe their college stats. That would be a nice add, but it's kind of, I get it. Maybe I'm asking a lot there. Nothing showing about updating contracts. In the show 25, when they were talking about gameplay, free agency and contracts, that was like a huge deal. That was the thing for franchise. And nothing there. They took away the ability to front and end load contracts, which I thought was really frustrating. And deferred payments, that would be nice to see. Probably not going to be in the game. It's probably really far-fetched, actually, but that would be sick too. And finally, nothing about international free agents, man. What are we doing? Like, we have, when they put Ellie De La Cruz on the cover of the show 25, I was like, that is it, because they included Paul Skeens' college, and I think Gunnar Henderson. And I was like, yeah, that's it, man. Like, we are getting international free agents, because what was Ellie De La Cruz? He was an international free agent. But no, man, some of the best players, Juan Soto, some of the best players in the history of baseball, man, are from outside of the U.S., outside of the college pipeline. And the fact that we are however many iterations into this game, that's not a feature? No, man, that's a huge miss. That probably should be in the bad, but it's been an issue for so long that it's just kind of in the ugly, because, like, it's kind of the point where you can't really expect it anymore. But and that's kind of the case with a lot of things with this game, man. This is probably the most negative I'm going to be about the new game, is like, it's just things like, you want these things so bad, but you never get them, and you kind of just, like, get worn out from complaining about it. It's just like, man, like, I wish they would, but the chances of them doing it are slim to none. So it's like, what's the point of even getting upset about it? What's the point, man? Anyways, you made it this far. I appreciate you for sticking around for my predictions for, or really just a breakdown of screenshots I got from the show 26 gameplay trailer. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. Do something cool.